Hello, I hope this video find you well and in good health. I will be talking about my volunteer experience. My volunteer experience was a bit different. I'm unable to get out. I am currently recovering from COVID-19, so I had to think outside of the box a bit. Something that I was touched by whenever you sent the instructions saying like do something for an elderly neighbor or do something for someone who's unable. Well, I knew that I couldn't go out. I didn't want to go knock on an elderly neighbor door because that posed a risk of them getting a virus. However, I was sitting here thinking and I was just like, what can I do? An elderly triggered something. I have a 93-year-old grandfather who lives in Sacramento, California. And for the most part, he is independent. He doesn't have anyone come visit him. He doesn't have nurses or anything like that. He still drives in California at 93 years old. He gets around without a walker, cane. He gets around better than me. However, at 93, I still understand that there are some battles that he faces. And one thing that I know that he have a challenge with is getting food. And I'm just like, well, what can I do to ensure that he has a good meal? And it just, the bell just went off in my hand. It was just like, oh, there's DoorDash in California. So I decided to DoorDash my granddaddy something to eat. He loves like soul food. He just like Mexican food and stuff. He doesn't have any like dietary restrictions because I know most elderly people, can't have too much salt, can't have hot sauce. He literally has no restrictions. Actually, for the first time this year, in my 30 years of life, I have never been to his house or even just spent time with my grandfather. And this year I was getting this feeling that I needed to go visit him. I lost my mom. So whenever you lose someone that important, you start to realize that you can't take people for granted and that you need to really give people their roses while they're here because you might miss on that opportunity. So it was tugging on my heart to go visit him. So in February, right before COVID took off, I flew to Sacramento and I stayed with him for a bit over a week. And while I was there, I learned, what he liked to eat and that he liked to eat. I did a lot of cooking out there. So whenever this volunteer project came about, it gave me a chance to reconnect with my grandfather. I know sometimes you think out of sight, out of mind. So sometimes you don't really, I hate to say that I don't think of him, but you don't really think like that person may need something. So I called my grandfather and I asked him, was he at home and had he eaten on the day that I sent him this meal? And he said he'd eaten, but he'd eaten like some okra. So I ordered him food on DoorDash from Cracker Barrel, which is, kind of soul food. And it just kind of makes him think of the South because I'm from Alabama. So I was just like, I'm going to send him some Southern food to him. But doing that, I know I felt very proud of myself, and I know he felt proud of me also. Because once he got his food, he just kept saying, you're special, like you're special. And like that stuck to me because I'm just like, something that we take for granted and something that we do every day. Like I order DoorDash so much, especially having coronavirus. DoorDash has become my best friend. But to take that platform and make an impact on someone miles away was huge. So now that I have done this project, I will continue to do that for him sporadically and every now and then, because you just never know what something so small how it can impact a person's life. Because I mean, he could have just ate okra for the rest of the day and that just been it. And I was able to get him a proper meal, and hopefully, you know, it lasted him and he felt good. Like it's just good to know that people are thinking about you, and maybe that helped him with, if he is feeling a bit of loneliness. He lost his wife a few years ago, so I know he battles, you know, being lonely. And like my uncle stays with him, but he works, so he's not really there with him all the time. He works a lot, and he is really big on making sure that my grandfather stays independent. I'm just thankful that this opportunity came, because had I done traditional volunteer work, I wouldn't have had that opportunity to make that impact on my grandfather. So I am thankful for it. And if you could legit hear how thankful he was, and him saying that I was special, like I felt like it would move you too. I'm actually getting emotional talking about it, because yeah, it really is special. Like, he's 93, and although no one knows their time or the hour that they will go, however, if it is because of age, you know, he may not be here much longer. And I can say that I tried to make an impact while he was here, and I will feel good about myself for years to come, knowing that I tried to do something. I tried to make a difference. So this just reminded me the importance of taking care of our people. Honor, you know, love the neighbor, you know, honor the father and the mother, like my grandfather. Like, I just want to take care of the people around me and just spread positivity. And this was just a simple reminder of the simple things that we can do on a day-to-day basis to help make someone's life easier. I hope that everyone else got a good feeling volunteering. I truly did, and I'm truly thankful for it. Thank you for putting this project out here. Thank you for being flexible with the methods that you allowed. I'm so thankful. Have a good rest of the semester. Have a good rest of the year. Thank you again. Thank you.